power of prayer to strengthen bonds of understanding, tolerance, friendship, and unity among all people. So that was from the governor note. The second half. I'm the ex-president, and I'm also the ex-official board member for the Islamic Society of Kerala County. So with that hat on, Assalamu alaikum. Which simply means is peace be unto you. Isn't that surprising? That that's a salutation that people of Islamic faith, called Muslims, must, not may, must say every time they see another Muslim. May peace be unto you. It's a requirement. And it is encouraged to say that even to a non-Muslim as well, because we truly mean that. In fact, Islam is based on submission and peace. So, this afternoon at 3 o'clock, I got a text message, you're going to speak up. Interesting, I'm at work. And I do have another meeting at 7 to 8:30 that's going on as well. And I said, can I make both at the same time? Multitasking. So, Brother Amjad always says you're a prolific speaker, why don't you speak, right? The skateboard. He's here, so that's a good thing. And so I said, okay, I have 3 hours, so what do I say about peace? And why we're here collectively? And how should I rate it? And then I paused for a second because there was a book in front of me. I have a book, the Quran, in my office. And I said, no, there is someone better who speaks far better, who has delivered the message. He's the master of the master of the masters of the master of the speaker. So I'm going to share something from the Quran itself. It's in different sections of Quran, but I will hope that it entices you to the why my prayer at the end will mean to us. So again, these are passages from verses from Quran where God Almighty, we also call him Allah, speaks to us directly. He is Allah. There is no God except him, the King, the most holy, the all-perfect, the source of serenity and peace. One of the attributes that he gives himself is I am the source of peace and serenity, the watcher of all. Next one. And the servants of most merciful are those who walk upon the earth easily, and when the ignorant address them harshly, they say words of peace. Allah does not wrong the people at all, peace and God, but it is the people who are wronging themselves. And sometimes I find solitude in that. And another one, do not lose hope, nor be sad. This is God Almighty telling us, in the worst of the worst cases, do not ever lose hope. This is the one that really has hit a lot of Muslims, and every time I hear it, I choke. So I choke. And they planned, and Allah also planned, and Allah is the best planner. We can think we can plan better than him, but he's the best planner of them all. And I know some people are hurting among the community, among the nation. And there's a very short verse he says. And it says, indeed, I am near to you. So remember me, I will remember you. Another passage. It may well be that Allah will implant love between you and those whom you have had enmity. Allah is the most powerful, and Allah is the most forgiving and the most compassionate. He's reminding us that He is the one who's going to implant the love between the one you hated the most. There is a verse that, my wife always asks me, the political climate, the geopolitical climate that is happening in between the Israel and Palestine and Gaza and everywhere else, is why don't I speak up on social media? And the answer is no. I can speak up anytime I want. I think I'm safe with my job. I think I'm among good people in the community, so I can speak up. But I always say, what does God tell us to do? I don't think He says to go to social media and make a post or repost something. And so it is to my own family members, because they always wonder, so this is news to them. Surah Baqarah, Ayah 45. Seek help through patience and prayer. That's it. So, when you look at patience, for those of you who know Arabic, patience is the word sabr. And sabr is a virtue emphasized in the entire Quran so many times. It refers to remaining steadfast and resilient in the face of trials and tribulations. And that's what it means. You seek it. Prayer, or salah, which is a foundation pillar of almost all religions, including Islam, is not just act of worship. It is a direct communication with the God Almighty. And He's saying that to us. That's what you seek. Period. That's it. There's a full stop. Seek help through patience and prayer. Full stop. That's it. So that's what I do. So I was asked to do a prayer from Holy Quran. By the way, all these words were not from me, they were all from Quran. So I was looking at what's the best prayer I can do, right? And impressed Brother Amjad, because he's always said, I'm going to put you on the spot. And I thought for maybe a minute, and I came up with a few prayers, some had the word peace, some had the word patience, some had the word deep conversations. And I just remembered that there were 1 billion, not million, but 1 billion Muslims in the world. And assuming just 10% pray, which is a small number, but assuming that just 10% pray, that's 100 million people who are praying every day. And if they're praying every day, they have to recite a verse, a surah, or a chapter, it's called the opener. They have to recite that 17 times a day. So 100 million times 17. That prayer has to be recited minimally. Now, if all 1 billion people pray, minus 199, right? Because, I forgot to mention, I'm not a religious scholar. That's, so me being here, I'm not in a happy spot right now. But the good thing is I can quote what he's telling me, because that's a direct conversation. And that is Surah Fatiha. And it is the opener. That's the one that you and I recite 17 times a person every day. And so I'm going to recite it for you in English. But I will start with Arabic because that's the most critical piece, and then I'll say the rest in English. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. I recited that one because I want to translate that one. In the name of Allah, God Almighty, the most gracious, the most merciful. Before he even goes to the prayer. And this is a prayer that we must recite. And I'm going to end with that. All praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the most compassionate, the most merciful, Master of the day of judgment. You alone we worship, and you alone we ask for help. Guide us to the straight path, the path of those you have blessed, not of those who have incurred your wrath, and not of those who have gone astray.